Oh, kurka, Grixis midrange, TSP Endrek. Probably on a Titan hate deck. This is not looking good, bros. And we lost a die roll. Oi, oi, oi. Well, I'll have to mulligan. This sand is really good though. Put back Growth Chamber, number 2, probably don't need it. Or we can get by without it. Well, I mean, it's quite good. Maybe it's not really good, but and it's okay. Ditches counter spell. I think we should try to go for constructs against the Yendrek deck, especially since it seems rather free in this spot to do. Fotsies, ojoj. Siema Tornisty, jak leci? No tragiczny matchup na Jędrka, no to humor, że tak powiem. Chinky. Inexplicably he takes Amulet and not Spelunking, which... What does that even mean? He's afraid of constructs and the construct size. But like normally Spelunking is a better card. Might mean Spell Pierce right here for if I play the Spelunking. Those are the things I can think of. I know that the Endrek has been playing with dress downs lately. If he has a dress down, well, the construct beatdown plan is not gonna work so well. Okay, sure, that's fine. So I don't need an amulet. I'll have Spelunking, so let's get Vexing Bauble and not a Saga and just continue to construct pressure. I don't have anything else. I don't have any other options, right? So Esper. Maybe just... No, it's Esper. White splash, blue black, white splash for something. Esper. Ah, we'll see. It doesn't really matter to me, right? There's minor utility in going Boseiju, Spelunking, Swing Growth Charm, and make a construct bounce Saga, so I can replace Saga next turn and make more constructs overall, but that is going to be slow enough that I don't think it's going to be mattering. That's an extra construct, but it delays my construct so much. Like, Spell Pierce is the only thing that makes sense to me from that earlier Fotsies this game, but maybe Endrek had some different reason, who knows. He doesn't have removal, he didn't block. Or he's not willing to use it, but like he just doesn't have it. Seeing how quickly we have moved through phases. Holy shit, big clue crack. So if there actually was a spell pierce, should I even play my Spelunking? I don't know, I want to see it. There was no spell pierce. So what was the reason? Free life. Quantum Riddler. Siedzi. Sits. Canistro, Titan, Echalonjos. Name a better duo. Yeah. Also, this game could only ever be won against a Yendrek deck because I drew 2 Sagas and literally nothing else. Fun fact. There's a risk of dress down and consign, like Colossus against dress down. That's really bad. Dismember against the Riddler deck, always awkward. Like this Dismember is just there because of Harbinger. Tiny bit of Frogster. Barrage because of Ashiok. But also can kill Tamiyayo. Let's go with 61. And seems okay. Maybe not great. Dozwolone. Kapiszonem. I'll just run out the Amulet. I have Spelunking for later. I can... It actually accelerates me to play it, so I don't want to like skip it. If I get Consign, that's fine. What's the reason to cut Scapeshift and Pact? Those cards are pretty bad against the card counterspell. So I don't want to draw many of those. Cryptic Command. Villain didn't have Consign. If they their spell an Amulet, that's a win. But yeah, if your hand is just like Pact, Scapeshift, you're never beating the card counterspell. So just the worst threat to run, so it's the one I trim. 1/3 of a chance that we are getting punished and I can cast Stock Up. Oh yeah, that's the hand. Will I get Ashioked? Is that one Shitong? Okay, one Shitong. 2 mana 1/1. Siedzi. First control. No siedzi, no co. It's awesome. Can take Primeval Titan, Urza, Saga. That seems good. Seems like a good set of cards to grab. And pass. There was no Ashok last turn, so there is no reason there should be an Ashok this turn. Counter spell check. Cling to dust. No, siedzi no. Exiling a spell, not a land. Dress down, sure, that's fine. The blue-black deck shouldn't have... Well, I guess he has Shoulder's Headache, but no great... No great... Well, yeah, Shoulder's Headache is a good way to solve Titan, but that's it, so... Harbinger. No dobra, no siedzi. Did I know there is a card named like my dog? What's the name? Theo, Spirited Glider. Human Pilot Ally. No co za cwaniaczek. I did not know that. So he draws cards if I search for lands. Do I want to search for lands? Need to think about that. Holy shit, that's from Avatar Lester Bender. Well, there's value in getting 2 forests. Let's me cast a Titan. Or maybe a Sex this turn. That sounds alright. Sex blocks the creatures. Oh, it draws him 2 cards. That's fucked up. I didn't count the card for my other search. Well, One Shitong is actually the most powerful card ever. He only has blue mana though, which is nice. Do I bring in the Boga? The Boga against Boros / Jeskai? Not often. Typically it's pretty bad. Well, ma kurwa ekipę.
He's a phenomenal control player.
THX for all the Titanios gaming.
Kill the Riddler, right? And recast Titan next turn, hopefully. I think that has to be my plan, although now I can be bullied a little bit by Counterspell. How's the experience with Lithomantic Barrage? It's pretty bad. There's a chance I should be attacking, but don't know if I actually want to trade Sex for One Shitong. Kurwa, 2 One Shitongi. Dupeczka lepsza. Do I like Lithomantic versus Boros? No, it is absolutely horrible and irrelevant. Don't do that. It doesn't... Its purpose is not to kill creatures, it's to kill Ashiok. If you're going to bring it against Boros, just don't play it. I think that's my advice, frankly. I think honestly that's pretty reasonable, just don't play it if you're gonna do that. Grzegorz Waszyngton, no siedzi tu na stole, napierdala. Dziki. One Shitong and Titan next? Why? One Shikutong. I have 2 Scapeshifts, but I don't have any more Pacts, so I can't get... Can't get that. I have to say, not getting to attack with this Sex has been troublesome. Vigilance on One Shikutong. It's been punishing. Like the only way is to attack Tamio. This 6 player and Tireless Shaka versus this controller there. Typically, maybe we should have sided more Scapeshifts out. Well, assuredly, I only brought 2 Two Dismembers and I should have brought more. But we didn't know how many will there be. To nie są dobre karty. You can replay Grazer with Sex. O nie, jaki laker, kurwa, słompa dobrał. Co za ziom. I don't know, Shoulders Addict, but it's kind of rough. Żaba, dobra, może być. Alright, Otawarka. Primeval Titan. Washington Strong. You could come with that feeling from this game, but you could also think, yes, I see that. My point is barely winning a game where they protected Harbinger with Force for and kept it in play for 10,000 turns, and they barely beat a Colossal Dreadmaw. So there are numerous interpretations available. Harbinger strong, now you get it. Dobra, chuja tam trafiliśmy, więc jest generalnie śmiech dla nas za karę. Tu już skupniemy, żeby się nie zasapał w blokach, bo tu będzie trudno, wiadomo, wybrać jemu. And we bring in the extra Dismember, as we clearly need it. Haven't seen any dress downs yet. Oh, he did play dress down. We did see dress down. I just didn't see it because I wasn't looking too hard. O, Lithomancer, wypierdalaj, wypierdalaj. Nie. Wypadł Lito, kurwa, no nie. Dobra, chuj. Magmatic Charmo is not real and can't hurt you. Co to jest Magmatic Charmo? Obsidian. No, dobra, dobra. I don't think Jędrek plays that in his Esper deck, but I guess I should be thankful for that. Oh, dobra, zagramy na Jolo tutaj. Urza Sagę na Amulet of Vigor i zobaczymy, co się stanie. Should probably try to pace Saga against Harbinger, maybe. But I don't know. It's good against Thoughtseize too. Kinda. Not really, but kinda. Have you considered Display of Dominance? I have not thought about that card now. Actually, that's a lie. I literally thought about it a few days ago. Somehow it came to my mind. This is gonna be awkward because Harbinger actually just... Well, I played in a bad way against Harbinger. O, one lander, no dobra. To jakoś siądzie. Have we seen any subs? I mean, for sure he plays some, so... On a Vexing Bauble and Urza Saga. Also plays the best against land into pest control. Sure. Podłożył się koledze, no seems like it. Any relevant additions from Atla? No, not really. What's the blowout scenario? If I play Lotus Field, play Titan, counterspell on top, pest control, then I'm fucked. Probably I will just get Urza Saga with the cave. I think the first step is to attack indeed, like there's no reason not to. Okay, for bounce line, I mean that's the same, like I'm still left with nothing if the line I have mentioned happens. Guess I didn't use my cave to get a Saga. So I think the first step is to bring my opponent down to 3 so that the single construct kills. There's also not, there's reasons to believe that there is no. He was mana screwed on one land, so not necessarily, but there's reasons to believe that there is no pest control. The consign on the Saga trigger. I'll just get a Saga. I think that means I can't really get blown out too badly. He just kind of has no play. That's good right now. And then I can play in the Lotus Field next turn with sacrificing the Vestiges if I want to. Hold up Dismember for Harbinger. So Harbinger is a losing play. O nie, zemsta na Urza Cave'ie. Still pretty bad if I get hit by pest control, but it's like manageable. Fatal push on constructs, great for me, like just giga fine. Well, now you just die to the Titan. Main phase push. Yeah, not much reason to main phase it, but I guess also there's not much different not to. I don't think Yandrek is playing Rivers of Tears anymore. I think those days are over. For a long time. Zarbo, 10 days ago on Boros Energy chat. Had to mulligan the first hand, but I will keep this one. Probably just put back Hanweir Battlements and just lead on Forest. Seems not too bad. Little need to play turn 1 Saga. Let just Saga serve as a backup amulet to Spelunking. Sacred Foundry indeed seems like Boros. Nah, Agavan. Sometimes I wish that my Boros opponents would summon land. That's a good one. That's a great one, actually. Guess I'm weaker to Throb and Charm if I play it this way. If I don't run out the bounce land immediately. But that way I have more mana on the next turn. Which I don't need, so maybe that's a mistake. But I wish that my Boros opponents would not just run out Ragavan on turn 1. Like Ocelot Pride here, irrelevant. Guide of Souls, absolutely no text. Ragavan, pretty scary. Did I unmute? I did, yes, okay. Guide of Souls, okay, at least they don't have Moon. Ajani, that's fine, that's fine. Alright, could be way worse. Ragavan did steal Lotus Field, hopefully doesn't steal anything too important next turn. We can hit Grazer. What's the plan? The plan might be to Mr. Beast next turn. Decides to attack. Makes sense. Please don't moon me. I could have taken Boseiju to play around moon maybe as well. But realistically, did I? Was it playing around moon? Was it meaningfully beating it? 1 damage. I think I'm not dead. Just one drop cat and bombard, you died, right? What? You knew that? So if they play the cat, Johnny shoots me for 1 more. So I go to 7. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures. Which seems like it's 1 off to me. No, we make 3 tokens end of turn. 1, 2, 3. No, we make 3 we make 3 tokens end of turn. And 1 extra damage. And I'm at 5 currently, so I think I would be at 1. Card before combat is 2 damage of Warden. Oh, of Guide, okay. Well, that would be crazy then, but opponent would need to be giga lucky to draw that well. Whoops, I meant to fetch the bauble. So I actually forgot. Aj, kurwa, dobra, jest git. Będzie dobrze. We can just get an amulet, so not have to worry about that. They would have 7 creatures. No, well, I would be... My calculation was correct. I would be dead, yes, I guess. How do I win here? I think the answer is quite easily, but... I play Bounce Land and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Titan. 1 Lotus Field is exiled, so I get a Lotus Field and a Bounce Land. Bounce back Lotus Field. So I have 3 mana. No, I have 6 mana. Spelunking the Lotus Field again. Fetch Pact for Analyst. Sounds good. Well, Monterguln, does that win me the game? Does the second Titan win the game? Titan Analyst, Titan and Boseiju the Goblin Bombardment. No, we're just gonna loop this turn. Yeah, Monkey took one of my Lotuses, but that's fine. We are going to go for Mr. Beast this turn to tie this all together in the end. We're gonna get 2 more lands into hand, so Mr. Beast is going to win this game for us. Otherwise, drawing the Shifting Woodland and Mirrorpool would actually, I think it would actually cost me in the end. There are so many spots like this that you still cannot fathom that people do not play Mr. Beast. Well, in many spots like this you can still like figure out a line that wins a good amount of the time. But yeah, I like Mr. Beast for those spots, certainly. I can fathom that people don't play it, but it's certainly an argument for. I just killed their board. I guess if I mill Mr. Beast, that's going to be horrible. Thankfully I didn't, but I guess there was a real chance. Then I could put Woodland into play with Grazer. But it's not fine because my graveyard, I bounced the Lotus Field, so maybe I made that decision. Well, I had to make it before I knew what I milled. But like, I'm not fine because I don't actually have the mana to loop in that case. Because Monkey exiled my second Lotus Field. So I think if I mill the Colossus, I mean, at least my opponent sacrificed their own board, so that way, if I mill the Colossus, I just get a second Titan, haste, kill Ajani, Boseiju the Bombardment, and they can't win, so it's fine. Well, I don't even need to Boseiju the Bombardment, they have no creatures, but I can keep up a Boseiju to do that, just in case. So this would have been fine, still. Yeah, hopefully Sean is doing alright. Would be lame if he wouldn't. Canadian legend, Sean McLaurin. Stop feeling shit. It's good advice, honestly. Is Dread Arbor a mistake? Ricardo, I have a guide on MetaFi which actually talks about all of those questions in relative detail, so maybe you could look into that, but I will answer you in a moment. When I loop. Did I not bounce my Hanweir? That was a mistake. Actually, I can answer you now because what I'm doing is not mentally taxing anymore. Dryad Arbor is not a mistake. It's fine. I think it's a little bit bad. It can definitely work for you. It has been very hit or miss for me in the past, mostly miss. I think the horrendous downside of drawing it actually comes up more often than the situations where you're happy drawing it. But if you run Dryad Arbor, you should play 4 GSZs for sure. I would almost want to play 4 GSZs now. I have came around on the card. I think it's actually pretty good. It does supplement your threat base nicely in a way that you're a little bit hard to interact with because you're not like solely weak to subtlety and not solely weak to force of negation. But like that's true regardless of whether you play 4 or 3, and like the first few matter more for that aspect than the last Zeniths. But basically, GSZ is powerful. I don't think it's like so. I don't think GSZ Dryad is particularly powerful. So like you play it for care filling mostly. You're trying to make it so that your GSZ occupies the spot of your Explore or Ramble or your other cheap filler ramp piece card. But it just doesn't do that too well. Isn't it also more challenging to justify 4 GSZ with Ashok on such a significant rise? So the thing is that you don't beat Ashok anyways, so not really. It's not like you're gonna beat an Ashok by casting an Explore. You will if it draws you into your Ashok answer, but realistically it's not a big deal. I think. I'm not too concerned about that at least. So although it is a little bit of a concern actually. It is kind of a reason as to why I favor playing Colossus as well, because it gives me an out of just drawing Colossus or stock upping into Colossus, and then sometimes I just win into Ashok. Can I narrate an audiobook version of the Metafy Guide for your 100 months of support on Twitch.tv? Would you actually want that, or do you think what you're saying is funny right now? And is that a joke? Because I guess we could make it into an audiobook. Awkward hand, but I guess I keep. If it's actually useful for people, I don't know. I feel like text is easier to digest. Maybe it is not. I guess it's a little bit rough. People don't read nowadays. I don't read myself. You would prefer audiobook? I guess audiobook is like easier to like on your, way to work, driving. So I guess it's a real suggestion, huh? Well, let me think about that. Whoops, no lands. That's not good. No play for my opponent either. So I guess I can expect getting mooned anyway, so nothing mattered. Audiobook, Titan Bible. Interesting. Might I humbly suggest changing J to Joy for your next 64-man challenge? I don't get it. No plays? What did you keep, bro? I guess they might be thinking the same, but They don't even have Charmo. They would play a Charmo this turn. Now we can answer Moon, so that like, hopefully they moon me at some point. Hopefully I don't just die to those cat tokens. Johnny. Johnny. Yeah, Throbbing Charm is probably in their hand. The Charm throbbed and throbbed and throbbed. If I draw a bounce land, we can Titan next turn, that's nice. Ile tych kotów teraz już będzie? W chuj? No w chuj, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power. Ter. Okej. Miarka się przebrała. Koniec tego kurwa spelunkowania. Tuters. Okej. Monka. Firespout. Guess. I can make red mana on next turn, but at a huge cost. Firespouts, I sure hope it does. Huh? Two Johnnies. Oh kurwa. Are we gonna see counters getting placed on cats for lethal? I hope it's not lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, plus 3, 14, that's not lethal. Okay. Scapeshift. What an awkward situation with the double Boseiju. It's not that bad. My opponent kills my amulet, now I fetch for 3 vestiges and kill the board. Full version, no? Not a joke. I can play around Frab and Charm on my Titan actually pretty nicely here, leaving my opponent with nothing. So I go Lotus Field, Grove Chamber, Lotus Field. That gives me 8 mana. I bounce back Lotus Field and I Grazer the Lotus Field into play again. Then I have 10 mana and I can Firespout with 1 red floating, which means nothing. So yeah, I guess I can also get Lotus Field, Bounce Land, Crumbling Vestige to keep a Lotus Field in my deck. Maybe it's going to be useful for later. That way I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Grazer, 9 mana. And then I just go Titan Haste, kill Ajani. Well, if I have 1 floating, can I hold up Otawara for a Survival Land into Flage? Yeah, okay, let's do that then. I'm assuming Frab and Charm, so I will need to win with Titans. I can't win with graveyards anymore. But we also don't want to lose to Surveilland, Flage, Escape, Arena of Glory. So it might be hard to win on my own turn once I survive that, but we'll see. Boseiju Arena. Yeah, that also works.
He's a phenomenal
Although that's kind of
control
worse.
player.
Oh hi Mark.
This game is an example of sweepers being actually useful against Boros, because I don't think I win this game without sweepers in my deck. I think I just kind of have no hope. I'm not sure Boseiju Arena is any better. It's kind of the same, but like gives my opponent extra surveil. So I'm wondering in what way this game could go wrong still. I don't think there is many ways. Except for the Surveil land into Flage. Or even just Flage, and then like, next turn I have to win, which is challenging. I might just die to burn. Oh, hi Mark. Hello Moniz. I wouldn't keep this hand on the draw. But on the play game one, I think it might be fine. The hand kind of makes sense. On turn 4, I just resolve a Colossus and win. With 2 amulets. Could I help you learn what event I'm currently playing in? It's a modern challenge. Challenge. What is so confusing about that? It's right there in the title. Come on. I fetch Amulet of Vigor. I play Mirrorpool. Probably doesn't matter much. Might actually be the worst one to play, I don't know. It's not gonna matter. I need enough green to cast Mr. Beast, which I will have. Kurka repeal. This is serious business. My Amulet of Vigor has been repealed, chat. Let's play around Rebuke. Wonder if I can get punished. Probably not by much. Well, might, I guess, but they didn't have might in the list I looked up. Do they have maybe Boseiju the Saga? I think we can keep up the Boseiju, like if the like those decks are is that they don't run might typically. Well, it's not like super otherworldly for a person to add a might. Tomoc Crypt, Mox Op Al. Dobra. Incoming Needle name Boseiju, that's fine. This might be bad if my opponent fetches an island, repeals my amulet at some point, but they actually don't, so. Grazer is a perfect draw to not have to worry about anything, although I think we still were good because I had 9 mana, Resolve Titan through Rebuke. Jesteś sterem, starym selerem, jesteś piątkiem, więc piak. Mm. Can pay 5 more for my Mr. Beast. Play, 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 play. No. Play. Surveil. Bounce. Lotus Field. No. Now the only thing that stands between me and victory is 5 minutes of clicking. Which is the part I adore. Doing Titan first for 2 bounce lands to have 5 lands for Colossus would be better. IRL, I mean. Here I understand wanting less clicks. Normally, actually, no, because it was a Mirrorpool. I mean, it's like you will win 100% from this, plus Titan in hand, plus Mirrorpool already available. Because you can copy the Colossus to do whatever you want. But if you have 5 lands, you will also win because you will draw a spell. Because are there even 5 blanks in the deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. If you draw Amulet, Grazer, Grazer, Explore, then technically, but you still gonna have the Mirrorpool for the second go, so you kinda can't whiff really.
He's a phenomenal
Right, tap
control
Mirrorpool.
player.
Seems unwise. Hey, could you name the mana values of Titan and Mr. Beast in quick succession? Holy shit, it's 6, 7. Never thought of that. But it makes a lot of sense. Six, 7. Eye-opening. Oh no, no more bounce land. That seems lethal. 22, they have 21 only. Okay, -3. Shah, thank you very much for your Prime sub. 5 months of supporting, that is very cool. Appreciate you. Let's bring in Force of Vigor. Oh, because they're playing Moon. Sucks. Grazer seems not that great. Ooh. Dismember seems kind of not great. There's Tamio to kill, but that's really kind of not that important. Because you can oof that. Maybe I want second Otawara, but not really. Has Tomod script, possibly replayable with Tamio, Emery. Vexing Bauble on the play, maybe not on the draw. Could have a stock up. I don't know what for. Let's just play one, submit. I wonder if people will play that deck at the RC. If they think it's any good. Seems kinda not good to me. Not very powerful. Don't you think they board in Ashiok? My opponent's last list has no Ashiok, so just go by that. The best, again, like the best way to beat Ashiok is to just not actually get Ashioked. To avoid getting hit by it, so let's not play the Amulet now into Consign. I can play it on turn 2 anyways. Then play Bounce and Explore. So I let my opponent surveil, they keep on top, so it's useless, wasteful, meaningless. Emery. Into Tormod script. So kept a bubble. They milled a Scalding Tarn, which to me is irrelevant. They have Unholy Heat in their deck. The Emery issue is just very annoying. Out of a deck like this, where their threats are Cory Steelcutters. GG. Not GSing for Grazer. Would look wise in this spot. I wanted to GSZ for something more valuable. Getting a Grazer seems like a really kind of a rough play, commits me a lot. In a way that I don't love. Here I can just get something powerful. Blank the Emery. If my opponent plays another moon, I get punished. Because I don't get to hold up Boseiju. Ooh, that's such a good draw for the next turn. That way I can play through Rebuke. Double Rebuke would stop me, but that's fine. Oh, maybe I should bring... Bojuka Bog. It's an Unholy Heat deck. This could be useful. They probably would use an Unholy Heat and Collector Ouphe, so I think I can pretty safely haste. Although I am getting consigned. So like that's of course just wishful thinking. How do you use your Twitch Prime membership? What do you mean? How do you like sub with Prime? There should be a button for that in the like subscribe area of the stream.
He's a phenomenal control
O
player.
kurwa, K395, dziękuję ci, mordeczko. Zapraszam na następnego cuba, który się odbędzie na pewno niedługo. You're thinking. No wymyśliłeś kurwa, no naprawdę. Holy shit, I thought it was when you play it back and it was just Disco Elysium. Yeah, it's easier to do on mobile, on desktop for sure than mobile. One went to bottom, which I like. Repeal the mocks. Flipping Tamiyo. Maybe I should have hit the mocks. Clearly they are desperate. Or not, and they have a heat for my Titan and I'm actually in trouble. Okay, not that much trouble anymore. Dobra, kurwa, nie ma się co bać. You consigning, bro? No? Okay. Why not attack with Ouphe? It's a 1-2. They get a free block. Oh, but now they can chump with Emery and make Tamiya survive. Yeah. So what? That doesn't bother me. You know what? Maybe I should actually just keep the Mirrorpool to protect my Ouphe. Because I think the Ouphe might be actually like better than Titan. Or rather, I'll like just keep Mirrorpool as removal protection. Yeah, okay, I guess. My opponent punished me for my mistake. Now they have Itamio. Which they wouldn't. 2 mana. Flame of Anur. Does Mirrorpool copy GSA, copy the CMC as well? Yes, it copies the X. Whatever you paid is what you get. First I get T-West. Second I mill my Pacts and I kinda can't do too much, but seems like I wouldn't mill my Pacts, so we T-West for Analyst win. Why can't I go 3-0 in peace without starting to encounter Ruby Stormers? Unjustifiable on the draw against Storm. Weak but keepable. Probably best to put back Titan, I figured. I wanted to put back Pact at first, but against Storm actually the Pact downside is not huge and the flexibility will matter. Can get me Analyst if I need to. No i mamy Tytana drugiego, więc jakby już mamy plan. I guess I will Grazer. It doesn't really matter much if I Grazer it now. The Saga now or not. Maybe it's actually bad. If I draw Explore next draw step, then I don't get to cast the Explore, and that Grazer would be a ritual. I think it actually was bad. If I draw an Explore, I get punished. Artist Talent, we have a chance. Opponent played a blank. Dobra, we drew a Grazer. There is hope. Shifting Woodland is already in my hand, so we can probably win next turn if I get slightly lucky. I just go Amulet, Gruul Turf, Grazer, Gruul Turf, Titan, 2 Lotus Fields, and if I mill a payoff card, I can win. No, they can't. Ari. The Artist Talent in Storm surprises me because it doesn't look good at all. I mean, as I say that, they just cast 3 mana Morphos, 3 more mana Morphos in a row, but that means they drew the ritual, so they don't have that much extra mana. It's insane sometimes. I mean, I guess you already play the max Rouse, max Talismans, you just play a talent or two. And it can work as a cost reducer, it's just weaker at being quicker, but also I guess... Alright, I guess like I actually 2 mana Morphoses. Fuck. I made up my mind. Artist Talent is actually fine. I compared it to Ral and Ruby Medallion unjustly because you just don't play it over those cards, you play it on top of them. Can you ask them to cast their damn Ral? It was... well... I guess it costs 2 mana. We just died. Here I was hoping, because on the play we could have gotten there on turn 3. Yeah, no changes. Probably just registering that for the RC. I'm rethinking the last few cards. The Soul Guide Lantern is pretty bad. I don't play against Gorayos online as well. But it's not like it's great against Gorayos. How do I feel about the Black Splash for Ter Asunder? It's too expensive to try to kill Ashok with. I mean, a Black Splash for the black cards has some merits, but it's just kinda not great. Like, you could try to play Shouldered Edicts, sure. Is Soul Guide good in the mirror? I have not found it to be worthwhile in the mirror. I think it's worse than Grazer. Like, not worth boarding in over a Grazer mostly. You're really excited to do 0 critical thinking about your card choices and register your amulet list at the RC. Wish me luck. Alright. Good luck. What's the registration deadline for the RC? Is it like 6 PM? On Friday? That is such an awkward time. They change it, Saturday 8 AM, okay. That's awesome actually. What are the last 2 cards? The cards I'm considering not playing. It's Lantern and Barrage. Like, if you have other cards, you... and the Bojuka Bog to a lesser extent, but I think I will just play the Bojuka Bog out of Emrakul respect. I think it comes up rarely, but often enough to be worthwhile. You like that the 5-sided end cards could have done nothing to your opponent last game? Yeah. For example, Soulgate Lantern wouldn't do shit against their Passing Flames. Good point. What's the barrage? Not sure Goraya will have gone down as much in paper as online, but Lantern is still kinda mad there anyway. Yeah, I would like to have an extra card against Gorayos, but there's just no cards that are super effective against Gorayos. Out of Amulet. Besides just like hoping that they don't assemble their plan. Is there any way to fix the Storm matchup? Not really. Not if you consider the fact that... Am I supposed to keep this? Maybe I am. Nah. What's the hope? They move to 6, I kill Ral. Win with constructs? That's a long shot. How do I improve this hand? Not easily. Let's go to 5. Okay, this has a plan. Draw Amulet or Spelunking. The best Storm card to play would be Trinisphere. But I never actually played... well, actually I did play Trinisphere in a few challenges. I never actually paired against Storm with Trinisphere in my sideboard. It's not like... You know, they could just kill your Trinisphere. Second bubble is maybe the best thing you can do for Gorayos. I'm not like, so the issue is that if they reanimate Atraxa, like the bubble schmobble, it doesn't really make a huge difference. And they bring consigns, and then your bubble is, of course, like, it's alright still. It's less good than it was. It's Grazer or Dismember. Let's assume that I'm a winner.
Control player.
I will top deck a Spelunking. And I need Grazer to make that hand work out. Yeah, that is a theory. I think it doesn't tend to play out that much. That way that much. It is awkward because you can also just like die to frog beats, and it's just like kinda makes it so that the sideboard cards are like not that much use to bring that many for Gorayos, because the way you win games is just seemingly not with the sideboard cards. Still live to draw Spelunking into something good. Well, I'm glad I didn't keep a Dismember. Ruby is everywhere online, but it's the same few people mostly. It's very rare in paper. You say that. But last challenge we played against Alakai. This challenge we played against Maka'a. Never heard of Maka'a before. What, the exile? Impulse. Had one copy in the whole PT AOA. Dawaj Chanta, let's go. Chant me. Holy fuck, they chanted me. Nothing matters. I'm not sure, maybe I should bounce this, but I think there's might be a better spot. Prismatic Ending. Might be the time, frankly. They cast a ritual afterwards, I can possibly just be fucked. Letting them cast a Manamorphose is already maybe sketch. Black mana. Save me, Explore. After all, you are the best card. I guess I'm getting saved. Sort of. Sort of. They will fetch a Surveillant now. And I can ruin their Surveil, and they have no more Surveils. Well, they Surveil at the bottom.
He's
Or
a
rather to the
phenomenal
graveyard.
control player.
Ral. Manamorphose. I wonder if my opponent just casting Orim's Chant at the like absolutely thoughtless, mindless spot implies that they have a second one, or it implies nothing. They didn't cast it when I had 6 mana here. I guess I didn't. No, I did. Lewis Card Dobbs was an American conservative political commentator, author, television host who presented Moneyline. He hosted the Great America Show. Yeah. Dobbs on board. I recently logged onto my DB account and I was looking at the old deck list and I have found a Storm deck which I had, I think, 8 mountains in while splashing, which assuredly couldn't be right. I don't know how that happened. Matchups to this point. Boros Energy. Yeah, blue-black, one Shitong with a white splash. DSP Endrek deck. And yeah, Affinity, but not quite. It was the Emery Tamio Steelcutter deck. Which you could call Affinity, but it actually shares very few cards with Affinity. Very, very few. Or even Storm's bad matchups. We should play League to learn 5 of them. Is this a keep? Might be. Nah, it's a bit bad. Here's the Consign deck. One Shitong is going to draw so many cards if you cast Titan. You convinced me. I hope we play against Ruby Storm again. That's your only hope to see anyone stream that shitty deck ever, right? Because nobody in their right mind would play leagues with it. No nie, ty paskudo, kurwa, gingerowa. Oh, that was so bad. Disaster. Never trust in Saga. Such a scam. Don't lose to a shitty deck. I might now if I don't draw Spelunking before the game ends. And it doesn't look like I'm going to draw one. Teraz jam. Free Surveillance. River Pyre Verge, what's happening? Is that normal? Is that something one should expect? Oh no, one Shikotong. Puts a counter, 3 mana 2/2. Ginger plays 2 Verge. 3 Surveillance, 2 Verge. Are we regressing? Yeah, new card chat. New card is in play. Take note of how it behaves in the game of Magic the Gathering. Performing new card actions. Ale syf. Ja pierdolę. My Verge. What if we need to card Bajamo Cab? Yeah, that's what we are missing. A Bajamo Cab is what we needed this game. Co one mówią w ogóle w tej piosence? You wanna be my lover. Friendship never ends. Ginger grudge match. It is a match for sure. I don't know, there is much grudge. I've played lands for 6 straight turns and nothing happened. I drew 5 lands and a grazer. Most powerful Jeskai Slop draw, yeah. Jeskai Slop, it's too much, man. Nice draw. I'm not casting the Zenith for Titan, like I could do that, but I just try to draw Spelunking and win that way. I think getting the Titan is no good. Path to Exile seems solid with all. Okay. If you believe so, I will not stop you from believing so. No Minstrel. I mean, Minstrel doesn't work here because it gets removed. Mr. Beast? No, I'll just draw an Amulet. Well, Spelunking and win. We need GSZ to... Aha, Ephemerate of Legia. No, można tak. Oj. I think banking on drawing Spelunking was the best here. Like there's 4 consign in villains deck, like obviously they have some of that in hand. Well, you can not search for a path, but then you checkmate with your opponent because you know you got them. Lithomantic Barrage for Ginger's best friend. We have to trim Scapeshift because it draws a card against Washington, which we can afford to. Washington seems worth killing. Like, could be a problem if it just sticks in play. Turn to sax, maybe is going to get somewhere. Well, I mean, provided I draw, I wait to turn 2, sax. Or even Lotus Field works. I prismatic ending. Dobra, dobra. Whoa, March, Page Ephemerate, brother. We drew the best card ever, Lithomantic Barrage. At least I drew a forest, so I can progress land drop wise. Let's see if he has a Solitude for my sax. Or do I make land drops with stock up? I think I make land drops. Dispute, kurwa no. That's crazy. But I guess, yeah, it kind of makes sense for them to bring that. Ale tutaj punishment. What a shitty way for this game to go. To get disputed here. Like 6 would be so much better compared to that. Unless he actually has Solitude, then it wouldn't be. Put Solitude into the graveyard, curious. Solitude, okay. Really? Just want to draw with Riddler this badly? Oops, not Titan. Spelunking, let's go, Bonesland. Oh, kurwa mać, no. If Ginger doesn't have land number 5 immediately, then he is crazy. He is not crazy. Seems like it was unavoidable to get my stock up disputed this game. What is Barrage for? Ashiok. Barrage, how it's been so far? Worth the board slot? No, it's bad. I think I killed 1 Ashiok total with it. It was nice when it happened. But realistically, you mostly beat Ashiok when you don't draw Ashiok. Like, maybe I should play another creature instead of the Barrage or something. Just the creatures are kind of bad. But you know, TLS tracker, whatnot. Would you change Barrage with Null Elemental Blast? It's the same card, it's just as it's the same. Has no real advantages. You didn't play Riddler. Was that the pitch for Solitude? Curious. I would play Tracker if Tracker wasn't bad. But it's also bad and it's like not great at dealing with Ashok either, but it's just kinda bad. Lage. Well, Curator is also bad, and you know that's also an issue with Curator is that it's bad. All of those cards would be way better if they were any good. They are not, so they're kinda bad. Lage is a problem. Could have Serenade as well. Endurance is also bad. You know, it might sound like I'm picky, but I'm really not. It's just, yes, those cards are bad. It is bad to run bad cards. Here maybe the game would be easier if I had boarded in Bojuka Bog. Seems like Ginger was played into Flash. The last card is gonna be a spell that makes it hard for me to win now. If I just Scapeshift, I guess I'm good. There's Strict Serenade. Let's just say it's Strict Serenade. Oh, 6 is exiled. 6 is gone. Cannot Otawara Flash. Yeah, that's the play. Just would like to Primeval Titan somehow, but I can't. Mr. Beast is in the deck. Maybe we could just assume it's Serenade and not Consign. Let's just like assume it's one of the two and like beat one, lose to the other. Whatever. Did keep a card up over Hasting the Riddler, which was because it was, I don't know. Can't we find Analyst here? Sure, and then what? And see what they do. And then what? We are okay against Consign. Jakie kurwa okay versus Consign? Gdzie jesteśmy kurwa okay na Consign? How? Put a 6-6 into play, a ten kurwa to co? Znika czy teleportuje się? I think we will Analyst. And hopefully melee, good land. I could get Consign on the Analyst trigger, which is, I think, fine, mostly. Woodland. Woodland is great. Fuck. That's so good. If he has a surgical, I can win. Can let them hit with Titan. Co za różnica, no? What's the difference, chat? I'm gonna do it beginning of combat anyways. I mean to block. Yeah, I guess that's okay. I see that. Yeah, that's good. It's mostly the same though, but it would be slightly better to wait. Ephemerate still wins for Ginger. Well, not really, because then I can't bounce it once if he attacks and targets me, which I guess he won't. But if he attacks, targets me, and then exiles Analyst with something, targets Analyst with a removal spell. Otawara is an activated ability. Does Ginger even have Felia in his deck? Oh, or is my land fully useless? My Dismember fully useless. There's no Felia. There's no Felia and no Ragavan. Okay. It's actually a different deck. Is this salted for sure if they pass? No, not necessarily. Okay. Okay. Not sure, maybe I shouldn't have top Titan. He consigned the Lotus Field trigger so that I don't sacrifice 2 lands and I can't loop with Shifting Woodland Analyst. I guess it's horrible to keep Titan on top if he has a subtlety. I have mana for 2 Titans, so that's fine. So it's actually okay. You can no life cast Dismember. Well, I tapped out of Lotus Field. He didn't haste the Quantum Riddler. Alright, so he has sub in hand. I guess we win. Wasn't it better to not tap Lotus Field since we would be sacking Vesuva? It was, yeah. Sometimes I play and think later. That's how you do with Amulet. Where's Da Vinci? Can you request a 12-minute song? Well, I can't. Like, the bot cannot accept it, so.
He's a phenomenal control player. He's a phenomenal control player.
The Manland MTGO and J Hurtaga 92. Thank you very much, guys, for the subs. I appreciate your support. But he's not playing Failure, he's not playing Ragavan. I don't need Dismembers against his deck. Maybe one for the one Xington, but not really. I think I just want 0. Which makes sideboard inconvenient. More convenient for sure. Can keep an extra Saga. He didn't have that many answers. How easy was that win from 1 to 10? The game or like execution of the combo turn? Was a bit stressful. The game was a bit hard. I drew badly, but then it turned out alright. Have I used MTGO shredders? I have, yeah. Plenty of times. I've shredded like 40,000 cards or something. Well, if I get to sideboard, it's going to be nice though. Mongo. Uh-huh. I want free Scapeshifts. Now we have to lock in, not to time out stupidly. Ah, that is bad. And it's the same. Maybe I'll keep, just rip Spelunking at the top. Oh, no, let's keep. Yeah, I clicked Mulligan and just the cards just changed order around in my hand, but nothing actually happened. Playing that bubble, maybe it's not great. If it gets consign, it's whatever. If it gets prismatic ending, that is pretty rough. Maybe I shouldn't be worried about prismatic ending too much. Amulet. To prevent Washington. March. So I'll be looking to, okay, missed land drops. Because I'm looking to Urza Escape for Saga. Do I? Maybe that's wrong. I think I do. Or at least I have to make a decision, so I can't just think for too long, but there's downsides to Saga. I get like hit by a Werte right now, that's such a blowout. For not much reason, frankly. Quantum Rizzler. I have to sack the bubble, I think. I have to make a land drop. Actually, no land drop for me. Sad. That is because I want to, if I get consigned on Saga, I still want to cast a Titan for 6 mana. That seems actually quite important, really important to do. Ethergast, okay, I'll bottom. Ethergast, whoa, bro. Pulling all the tech from like 7 years ago, 5 years ago. What do I think about the new card Seismic Sands and Amulet? Does it do anything? Charmo? Oi oi, that's really not good. With Zenith, 1/1/1 forest could be nice. No kurwa, zajebiste odkrycie, nie? Good idea. It's kind of horrible that I cast Zenith now and he's gonna draw with Washington. Oh, but that seems the best still. Obviously there are spots where Dryad Arbor is gonna be nice. There's also spots where Dryad Arbor is in fact the opposite of nice, so you just have to pick your poison. And the poison is not nice sometimes. Which interaction do you have, Gingeros? No, zajebiście wymyśliłeś, naprawdę. Dumny jestem z siebie, Gingeros, że skontrowałeś taki spell. Probably should attack because the defending doesn't really accomplish anything. And I need like doesn't kill me on board without an extra untapped land, so we could try to bank on that. So I definitely should have attacked. But not much time to think too deeply, unfortunately. Stock up. I milled Spelunking. This build is way more counter magic, so whatever. Bounce land. Bounce land, yeah, I guess with the issue being that the bounce land doesn't matter. No dobra, kurwa, Rudzielcu, wygrałeś this fight. Realistically, people don't play as many Ashok's in their decks. In the end, they always end up cutting them for useful cards. Like one matchup cards don't last for so long. All your teammates are on 2 Ashok's and 1 Elesh. Maybe rethink who do you want to team up with? Frankly. We played E on 0, which is nice. I think I have to play the Boseiju on turn 1. Just as a green source, it's gonna be useful later. 4 out of 5 of your teammates are on Simic Ritual. Bro, you have such... Well... Again, pick better friends. You are looking at registering Tear Asunder. Looks flexible, which you like. I don't know if it's better or worse than Beast Within. Tear Asunder might be not the worst card ever, but it requires black mana, which I don't have access to in my deck, so I guess that's an issue. We're going to have to win through Tormod script, which is maybe challenging. But also they don't present anything just yet. We have some time. I mean, we can get Colossus. Still have one sweeper with... Okay. Are you crazy, Mr. House of Mana? That's crazy splashes, but... I mean, like, Terra Sunder. If it was a mono green card, I maybe could play it, but I'm not gonna splash for it. It's that type of a card. They could cast Capichon and equip it, but then they tap out of everything and I can just Scapeshift win normally. You don't think that's a Capuchon? They did tap out. Equipping boots now. Can't resist the desire to hit for 6 damage. Instead of putting me in a hard spot and making it tough for me to win. Crazy. Absolutely crazy play. Against an Emery build, Ouphe is like definitely awesome. I guess we can board in Barrage and it even kills Emery. On top of the random Ashiok. Random deck size, let's go, 62. This hand seems alright if I draw a green source, turn to sacks. It could be a bit bad, but if they mull, I think this is a nice keep. Barrage kills Cannoneer nicely. Well, Cannoneer is a 5/5 by itself and becomes a 6/6 if another artifact enters. You have decided that your deck post-pot against Jeskai will be 62 to 63 cards. That's crazy, but I guess mine will be as well. So realistically, Barrage will not kill many Kappas, but occasionally, maybe, that could happen. They pass with a blue up. I don't need this, there's no rush. You just pay 3 life to hold up a Soporic Sphinx. Claws of Dix. Mox, Opal. Is that Emery? Wait, you played weapon manufacturing now? It's like the opposite of what you're supposed to do. This less the range than the constant registering of 61 cards game 1. Yeah. I agree with you. Game 1 is sacred, you have to play 60 cards. Post-board, anything goes. Not cracking the bubble, I guess you want the Mox. No to łezka się wokół kręci od tego konsigna, prawda? I hope they don't play the Titan. Here we play Spelunking, which baits them into rebuking, and then Ouphe blocks their Mishra's Bauble. Could replay the third Amulet, not much value in that. Let's keep it in my graveyard for now. Opponent kept a peculiar hand, yeah. This is classic post-board affinity, move to 6. Just failed to function. Not like my hand actually did that much. In fact, you could say it was sort of bad as well. I should copy Ouphe. Vintage deck to draft chaff? When is the vintage deck part happening? Must have missed it. We won. Like, it's good for your sideboard cards to be flexible, yes. This seems like a keep. Just Amulet Saga. So it's important for your sideboard cards to be flexible so that you have enough cards to bring against all the like decks in the metagame. If you have dead cards in your deck to replace, that's when flexibility is important. But other than that, if that criteria is met, which in Modern Magic you more often struggle to cut cards because all of your cards are good rather than just having too many cards to cut. That like just mostly happens in decks that are just mono removal spells and you play against somebody where your removal spells are not good. In a combo deck like Titan, you kind of like want to be able to cut the sagas sometimes, but oftentimes, much more often you just struggle to find cuts rather because like your main deck cards just support your game on plan anyways. So when you have a specific problem, it actually makes sense to run a narrow but efficient solution rather than the slightly more flexible one if you're not starving for cards to bring against other decks. Depends a lot on the format. In mid-range heavy standard formats where a lot of decks operate similarly, then flexibility is good. But for high power formats with super specific strategy, you need super specific sideboard cards. Yeah, it's like they play Ashok, which is a Giga Nano card for one matchup only. And you kinda need to play reverse Ashok in your sideboards. Sort of. Feel like you're playing a anti-Ashok. Would be nice if your anti-Ashok would come in the form of a like otherwise a card you would like to run, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to exist. Maybe sometimes. Someday. God of Souls, that's awesome. Oh, I guess we won. It's just that Lithomantic Barrage is gigant narrow and still sort of lacking. If it drew a card on cast, it would be fine. Or if it costed green mana. Throbbing Charm, okay, we aren't winning. Opponent has the answer. Might die to Moon, but at least I have a Construct Factory then. So there is a chance still to win by making a construct every turn. Okay, we dodged. Now we have to dodge Trap and Charm number 2. But even then we have still many outs to just win. There was a crazy modern combo Slivers deck that killed by putting 4 virulent Slivers into play with Flying and Haste. How did it do it? Just cast them, or was there some funny way to put them into play? We even drew Spelunking to make the clock, like the physical act of clocking, faster. Nice. Wednesday Fighter, seemingly. Not bad, says the opponent. Is it not bad as in like villain thinks I... Oh. 12 cards, 3 Amulet, 1 Spelunking. Also, drawing Spelunking is not particularly lucky. Like, it doesn't actually... It's not like particularly helpful for me right now, so... Why did the Spelunking get counted? A już tam chuj wie, nie będziemy się zastanawiać, co w głowie klienta siedzi. Wiadomo, że jest to tylko nienawiść do amuletu nieracjonalna, tak? Więc ja tu będę wymyślał, czemu chłop się denerwuje, a prosta jest odpowiedź taka, że po prostu jest spięty. Good old sraje, no to by była dobra odpowiedź. Dziękuję ci. Alright, opponent, we have proven to my opponent that I will be able to haste my titans and therefore they have scooped. I used not to like Force of Vigor much against Boros, but I guess that's for some time they just did not run Moon. And like when they run Moon, run Moon, it's good. I guess it's as simple as that. As trivial as that. Man, the Sliver boys would have loved Remy. Yeah. That's so true. The Sliver boys. Around you, my hand is very bad and I have to mulligan. Open mulligan as well, so at the very least we are conjoined. Do I like Bog against Jeskai or is Flage not a concern? I don't love Bog, but I could see bringing Bog in. It's pretty low priority, but you could do it. Do I keep Cultivator Colossus or Aftermath Analyst? Probably not the Analyst. Like if I have to pitch one, it's probably better to pitch Colossus. So the Ragavan Velia deck lists, I think they often bring Flage out. If they don't do that, then of course it's quite sensible to have an answer to Flage. And depending on how many control cards a person has, they might be more controlling or less controlling. And if they go like full control, Flage and Bog becomes nice. That's not. Feels like they just play control and they win with Arena plus Flage after they have slowed you down. Yeah, that is sensible. In that case, play Bog against them. I don't know how to fit the Bog though, so my only help is going to just bring the Bog in and not cut anything at that point. At the Ragavan Felia decks, they like often just felt like they just cut Flage. I got Flage so rarely online. Did I face some Simic cringe deck lately? Do I expect to see more of those in Belgium? Robo Mike. Fucked up. I need to reinstall my drivers again. Good, okay. Could you cut the Ferret Boseiju for Bog? Yeah, that's fine, if they don't play Dumping Sphere. If no Ashok, I assume some Flages will be kept for sure. Yeah, makes sense. Ale ekipa tutaj. Chocia. I expect to play 0 times against Simic. Well, so like Jeskai is also different decks now. The deck we played against that Ginger run, that's way different than the mid-range creatures Jeskai. Like, I guess his deck was much more of a blue control at that point. Most of your playgroup is keeping in Flage just because it ends the game fast once it's out. Yeah, I get it. That's fine. Like, that's sensible. The online people had Fable passports. Surprisingly often. When... Just when Mirrorpool. You have to cast your Flage. If you don't have a Fable, which is maybe fine. Although it's a bit bad against Amulet to cast Flage. Not the greatest. Ashok finds Flage fast. Yeah, I guess Ashok is a way. I mean, but that doesn't matter because they had Ashok in play, so like you lost. So no use to bring that up. Also, Ashiok targeted you because they just love exiling 4 random cards of the top of your library for no reason. Other than to maybe make it impossible for you to loop in the future, which is never coming. They always mill ass with Ashiok. Yeah, they love to do that. Those Ashiokers. Three Bosejus in top whatever. Pretty lucky. Oh no, my beast is gonna die. Oh no, it's not gonna die, it's fine. Awesome. So do I Vesuva? Yes. Lo, 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 lo. I hacking love looping with Amulet. Except when the time is tight on Magic Online, then less so. Baby. I have many lands in my deck. Oh, at least I have 2 forests. And I think I have some bounce lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should have gotten 1 extra. Any chance to top 8? I don't think so. Canisters tiebreaker. Let's check, I guess. That was 3-0, 3-2, 5-2, 64. I mean, I guess we can wait to see. JBL loses. Karatedom 66. Probably not. Let's, you know, let's not count on it, and then it's gonna be nice if it happens. Type approach. Deeps. Not even deeps, rather Shifting Woodland. I got a message from the opponent who said, Premium mall, bro, yeah. Which mall in this context means Magic Online, I assume. So just mono premium. Yeah means lol in Spanish, I know. Thank you for the clarification. Time to attack. Fetch my last Crumbling Vestige out of my deck. And is it 100 damage shot? Ha! Minus 6-7. Easy. Just by feel. Didn't even need to count. Koala 40 on Domain Zoo. There's no amulet in this hand. Oh. Your flight leaves in 12 hours. Good luck. I hope you'll make it. I think we're flying to Amsterdam and taking a train. I don't even know. I don't remember. But it's something like that. Yeah, there's no airport in Antwerp. I don't think so. This is not a great hand, probably. Probably Kurvanov. Yeah, let's just mulligan. No, he has Git. Put back Colossus or Hanweir? I think Colossus, actually. I want to be able to play Spelunking on turn 3 to look for bounce land. I hope you miss your flight and get offered an even better flight for free. Yeah. Same. Point keep 7. Brutal, they did. But they put a leyline into play, so kind of a 6, actually. Alright, looking for a bounce land. Are Amulet gamers trying out Badger Mole Cab? Maybe some people are, but I don't think it makes much sense in the deck, so I just haven't thought about it. It's a mana dork. For 2 mana. You don't need that. think I should get Amulet number 3, maybe not. Maybe I should have gotten a Vexing Bauble to cycle, but I think an Amulet is kind of better. Elegant Parlor. I think I've seen Zoo Gamers play every single Surveillant there is. Nah, of course not, but I've seen them play plenty different ones. Quantum Riddler, okay. Oh wow, Kavu discard and draw 2, that's crazy. Halo, no Halo RSN trend. Discard Flage, scary. We need to draw the bounce land immediately. Oh, they tapped out. Okay, chat. Oh. Whoa. I'm lucky actually. 6 bounce lands. It's just the amount you need. It's just the amount of bounce lands that is proper. There's no need to play more, no need to play less. Just what it is. Zoo has been dismantled. Game 1. I was on the draw, but I was able to win. Opponent playing Riddler, Daniel. Oh yeah, we stand no chance. Thumping Sphere, Ashiok, too much. Too much, too much. Two Ashioks? Come on, bro. Test, test, test. All free stock up. I thought they were only bringing 2 post side versus Zoo. It's because my opponent is a double Ashiok hater, so I'm left desperate. I wouldn't against a more normal list. Although maybe that is the new normal. O ja pierdolę, coś tutaj jest niedobrze, opcio. Kinda want to play 6 because that cannot get stabbed. But maybe a more realistic path to victory is to resolve Spelunking and have 4 mana in play so that it's easier to navigate something. It's probably not like a giga juicy stab target, the Spelunking. With Stockab in hand, it's just gonna be hard to cast everything on time if this doesn't resolve. Here. They have 3 cards in hand, I block the Ragavan. It's not so bad if I get stabbed on my Spelunking. No nie. Wycofaj to. Co za paskuda. But it's not so bad, as I said, like... We are gaming. Indantia. Dobrze. Not a great spot for sex in general. Anyways. Stock up. Hopefully no more stubborn denials and I can find Dismember. Okay, everything I dreamed of has came to fruition. I will take Scapeshift. Black. Dismember or Kavu. Well, I'm hopefully going to find another green source at some point. Whoa, going after the Grazer? That's kind of wild. Do you just have lethal with the arena? Scion? 6 damage? Boseiju who endures? 1 card left in hand. Okay. Well, getting pretty lucky here. I mean, of course, my opponent could just interact, but let's not play around interaction. I can't afford to. But like, what was this leyline binding on Grazer? That was crazy. I mean, maybe they have something. Not even punished for the objectively bad play of dropping Vestige. Objectively bad play of dropping Vestige. I mean, I found a Dismember to kill the Kavu. I think it wasn't close to being objectively bad. They would rather keep Rando Muragavan shit hand than Mul for Ashok and Dumping Sphere. Test. Hello. Never lucky after all, yes. And now the biggest problem of this situation is that now, like, we had the game where my opponent didn't draw Ashok post board. What if they will now, right? There's a chance they will just draw Ashok now. They will just utilize their right to draw a great hand in this spot. Force question mark. Chat, if you ask me about the fucking Force of Vigor against the Zoo deck once again, I will just stop streaming. Forever. Is MTG the best card game? It's certainly the most cards game. No other game has as many cards as MTG does. The cardest. Doesn't Uno have more cards? I don't think so. I think I should bounce the Saga. And then next turn I play a 6/6.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Subscribing for 38 months? Now that's an objectively bad play.
Then I play Saga Titan, then I can make Construct and Hanweir Battlements. Oh, kurka. Dumpling Sphere. I guess I did just draw Boseiju, yeah. Instantly. Electro Bolt free. Thank you very much for a Prime sub. For so many months. So the reason why Force of Vigor is bad against this deck is because their best card is Territorial Kavu, and you will just look at the Territorial Kavu attacking you with your stupid Force of Vigor in hand, while it's backed up by interaction, which your card doesn't help against. It's the reason.
He's a phenomenal control player.
Uraga once discarded. I am not attacking with my construct to avoid destruction of my monster. Scion of Draco. Another one. They have 2 Dumpling Spheres and there's more merit too. Force. Maybe kill their threat. Kind of makes sense. The Dumping Sphere is fairly unimportant now. Two Survel lands. Ooh la la. My opponent finds Leyline Binding though on the Primeval Titan. I will be in great pain. Imagine Force of Vigor here. I'm imagining white, red, Sign of Draco. Okay, the white mana tap kind of scared me. First strike trample. They surely boarded out balls. No, not assuredly. There's also Flages though. Tribal Flames is probably not in their deck. We haven't seen any and they rarely play that now. Can I talk about Rumble versus Explore? Not everything in a world has to be a conflict. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's just chill. It's mostly Flage. That's a real card. I'll take the 5. Gruul Turf. I think they just wanted to loot. That's all they wanted, is to loot. Fire and War. White, red, red. Wear tear. Okay. I see. It's good to set up the Mirrorpool for the next turn to win. Boseiju Cave, play bounce land to pick up Boseiju. Boseiju Cave. No, this is good. Ooh, no attack with Kavu. Well, that seems like they have the burn to finish me. Kurwa, no niedobrze. Koala 40. Too much.